Hi, this is Gracie with Beautiful Life Self-Care, and I'm doing a video series this week about what gets in the way of your own self-care. Because while I love a good conversation of the techniques that help us with self-care, I think it's just as important to talk about what gets in the way. And today I'm going to talk about a big one, and that's that shitty voice in your head that tells you that you're never good enough, that you didn't do it right, and that also that kicks you while you're down. So it's inevitable that all of us are going to have moments where we default on our own self-care, where we eat the brownie, or we drink too much wine, and we wake up not feeling good in the morning. And that shitty voice in our head, it looks for the vulnerable spots, and it kicks us while we're down. And it tells us that we're never going to get it right, and maybe that we're not even worthy of self-care. And the problem with this is that, one, we all have this voice that's shitty in our heads. It's just part of being human. But when we start to keep it hidden and not talk about it, we really let it take the driver's seat. And this is really what's responsible for perfectionism, which we talked about yesterday. And the antidote to this is that we have to really start to treat ourselves like we're our own friends. And I know this can be hard for some of us, especially if you're really used to having that voice and listening to it. But I want to ask you about the cost of this voice. Because I bet if you're treating yourself this way, it's leaking out into other parts of your life. And this might be the way that you treat your partner. This might be the way you evaluate your employees at work. And this also might be the way you start to notice your kids treating themselves, following an example. And so if we can just really understand that this voice, it might be important to be critical sometimes in our lives, but if we let ourselves be critical all the time, if we let this voice drive, our life is going to be really difficult, and we're not really going to be able to practice self-care. So my advice to you is to make the voice move to the back seat and to begin to treat yourself with some kindness today, and just watch how that changes everything. And so I want to hear it from you. I want to know what that shitty voice in your head is costing you in your life, because if you say it out loud, it's going to be easier for you to move past it. And then tune in tomorrow, because we're going to talk about the fuck it effect and how dangerous that can be. Thanks a lot.